Part 158. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1586. It didn't take long for the chickens to get tired and put the evil dragon down. The evil dragon pulled out a scaly body and turned it into a dagger, and ordered the chicken, "Go and get this wood." The chick ignored her dagger and held her in her arms to pinch her hair. "Have you any enemies?" "Evil dragon, except for you, the other enemy men and women are eating." The chick coughed a few times. "The other man is thin and weak like a scholar who is helpless. When he coughs, his shoulders tremble slightly, and he really looks like a sick and weak beauty." The evil dragon stared at him fiercely. "Why are you scared to death? To die sooner, the old lady will pluck your hair to eat." "Chicken, can't die for now, don't worry." After a pause, he also said, "You don't have to delay her. The effect of her leaf diarrhea is so good. When the leaves grow later, you can't see who you are. You can feed a piece of her leaf. I can't die." After all, even the most powerful evil dragons have had diarrhea for so long, let alone others. The evil dragon heard his words and his eyes lit up. "Wonderful, when her leaves grow, I will feed you." Yanj really wanted to laugh and laugh. The flat-haired beast finally dug a pit and buried himself. The chicken did not refute. He continued to help the evil dragons. The humanoid dragon hair is very long. After the chicken has finished the hair, she will make all her hair into a small pigtail. For the first time, evil dragon saw himself with his braids in the mirror. After shaking it, he was quite satisfied. If you fight with others, it is a ready-made whip. The chicken did not know where to find some colorful head ropes mixed with braids, so the braids on the evil dragon's head became colorful. A good-looking beautiful girl gave birth to a village ant. The parties are particularly satisfied, and look at their flower braids in the mirror every day. The evil dragon said with emotion, "I really want to eat your hands after eating you." When the chick finished her hair, she turned her body instead. When Yan went and pecked her red and bright lips, "Where else would you be willing to eat?" When he said this, he slammed the words into a puddle aside. Words of song. If she hadn't forgotten all the scriptures of the young monk, she would have to read the scriptures a few times now, and then comfort herself. Buddhist department, she wants to be a Buddhist tree, calm. One worm and one chicken on the ground, from morning to evening. Even when the heart of the tree was soaked in water, when the chickens were soaked by the chickens, they did not know where they came from. The tree flickered and poked the chickens into the puddle. The chicks don't know how to water, they sway in the water, and gradually sink. The words are indifferent. I hope this guy will die early and be born alive, and don't harm the tree anymore. The evil dragon picked up the chicks. During this time, the evil dragons treated the cubs as if they were hostile to life and death. Even when the two guys crackled, the evil dragons could not wait to bite a few meat on the chickens and swallow them. Shouldn't there be evil dragons waiting for the chicks to die? Why did this guy rescue the chickens? The words are completely unpredictable. Women's hearts are too fickle. The song was really puzzled and he asked the evil dragon, "Why do you save him?" The evil dragon was impatient. Who is going to carry his mother when he is dead? That makes sense. Yanj believed for the time being. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1587. Yan Ji was keenly aware that when this evil dragon talked to her, his voice was coarse and rough, and it was no better than the gentle charm when talking to the chicken. This is also sexist. Yan Ji's eyes glanced around this guy's chest. Forget it, for her big breasts, she didn't care about her. The evil dragon stripped all the clothes off the chickens, lit the fire again, and threw people beside the fire. Then he lifted his feet and sang the words, Tian Yan Shen Mu, immortal, endless vitality. Words, The Tianyangzhenmu you said is the respect of our tree demon, but it is said that Tianyangzhenmu has already been hacked to death. The evil dragon laughed when she heard her words. Although she laughed boldly, she was there, not only not ugly, but also a kind of bright and beautiful. Yan Ji stared at her trembling chest, really afraid that her chest would fall too hard in the next moment. Tianyangzhenmu, a big tree monster world leader, has been listening to the surrounding grass and trees since the day he opened his mind. Tianyangzhenmu is simply a tree idol of Yanj. Although the meaning of the flat-hair beast and the evil dragon is that she is the so-called Tianyangzhenmu, Yanj doesn't think so. Joke. If she is Tianyangzhenmu, can she still be bullied without any action? She still has to spend all her efforts with Saburo to get aura? If she was of heaven, she would have woken up with a smile. After the evil dragon laughed, he whispered, since he and you are good friends, guess what is his identity? Yan Ji squinted and lay on the side of the motionless flat-haired beast that was about to be burned by the fire. Curious, I don't know, I don't have much knowledge of you, what do you think he is? It's always right to pat a lot. Although Yanj thinks that the evil dragon has been talking nonsense, she also wants to break the sky with her foot. The evil dragon did not answer her, and sighed longly, there have been no she-males for many years in this world. Yanj thinks that the evil dragon has no idea what a flat-haired beast is, otherwise this guy would have said it to show off. But this time when the evil dragon said, she could connect, the road to Seal God has collapsed as long as 10,000 years ago, and now there is such a thing as Seal God. The evil dragon played with her own tresses, and heard the words with an affectionate glance at the words, there is still a way, Tianyangzhenmu can make people God. Yan Ji stared at her for such a glance, hitting an excitement all over her. After hindsight, aftertaste comes to the meaning of the evil dragon. The evil dragon thought she was of heaven. The evil dragon thinks she can make people God. Evil dragon, does this mean she can use her to seal the gods? These monsters are really whimsical. At this moment, Yan Ji even wanted to ha ha ha. But forget it. She suddenly felt a sense of superiority and thought that she could crush this kind of monster on IQ. After all, no matter how long her head is, she won't think that her weak little sapling will be of heaven. However, since this evil dragon takes her as a coveted cosmic tree, she should not be in danger of life, maybe she should also be treated as a guest. In fact, Yanj thinks too much. The evil dragon slammed his words again, such a wood can make a god, who believes? Words of song. Evil dragon, crush you a little bit into crumbs, and then burn them into ashes with fire. Guess, you can still live. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Weipang. Chapter 1588. Yan Ji was so frightened that his courage was cracked, the dead can't die anymore, I'm not of heaven. Thanks to her lack of courage. The evil dragon did not have a reasoning song. Seeing that the firewood in the fire was about to burn to the chicks, the evil dragon raised his hand and dragged a person to her in the air. She lowered her eyes slightly, staring at the man with her paw in her hand who could make a meat sauce. The song that looked aside was trembling. The eyes of the evil dragon staring at the flat-haired beast were clearly murderous. Even the fingers of the flat-haired beast were about to poke into the flat-haired beast's neck. This evil dragon is really moody. It just saved the flat-haired beast. Now, like this, it is obvious that it wants to kill the flat-haired beast again. When the evil dragon's fingers poked the flat-haired beast's neck out of the blood hole, the flat-haired beast coughed and woke up a few times. This really woke up in time. After all, if you don't wake up, you won't wake up. Yan Ji thought that when the flat-haired beast saw such a picture, they should fight the evil dragon first. As a result, when the flat-haired animal woke up, he gently asked the evil dragon, Are you hungry? I just saw a big fish at the bottom of the water that I wanted to catch and grill for you, but the fish ran away. He didn't even question why the evil dragon stabbed a few blood holes in his neck. The evil dragon released his hand and threw the person to the ground. She walked to the puddle a few steps, raised her hand, grabbed several big fish, and threw it in front of the chicken. Don't burn it. The voice was fierce and threatening. Probably if the chicken scorched the fish, she would eat the chicken. The chicken eyes stared at the evil dragon. It's awesome. I've never caught a fish. I've always wanted to eat, but I can't eat it. The evil dragon snorted and was about to speak. When the cub walked past her with the fish in his hands, he kissed her on the stretched face. "Ama, you are too good." From the angle of the words, I just saw the evil dragon, who was still gloomy, and his face was gradually stained with pink. This dragon is blushing? The two of them had smashed so many times before, and she didn't see her blushing expression. Very scary. As a piece of wood, Yanj is naturally not qualified to eat fish. She watched the whole process, watching the flattery of a flat-haired beast and an evil dragon. Alas, I miss her Saburo, and Saburo will grill her. Saburo did much better than this flat-haired beast. "Ama, you like to eat, and I will grill you every day afterwards." The evil dragon opened his mouth and ate the flesh of the fish with his fish carefully, and snorted, "That's how it tastes." With that set on her mouth, she could eat all the roasted fish. Food. Yanji suddenly felt that with the weak body of the flat-haired animal, he would really be with the evil dragon later, and it would be a problem to feed the evil dragon. Maybe not only will it be, but also the family will be eaten up by the evil dragon. Alas, I can't figure out why this flat-haired beast can't think of it so much. Yanj could not eat the fish, so he could only scold the two beasts in his heart. Eat and drink and continue on the road. This time I went to a personal town, and the flat-haired beasts bought a donkey cart from the town. The words sang on the cymbals, and in the donkey cart, it was the sound of the pair of beasts. Beasts are indeed beasts. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1589. Fortunately, with the carriage, Yan Song no longer has to be stumped. She began to absorb the essence of the sun and the moon safely. Big tree cultivation is to absorb the essence of the sun and the moon. Although the cultivation speed is slow, the plants are patient. Yanj's only focus now is Saburo, who has been eating her aura. Alas, when can she get rid of those two beasts to save Saburo? After all, don't throw Saburo, Saburo is sucking her aura. Throw it away, and she plans to spit out all the dog food you eat with Saburo in the future. Throwing is reluctant to throw, she can only bite her teeth and practice well. The donkey cart is slow. But the two beasts in the car didn't mind the slowness of the car. In the car, he turns upside down in the car, that is, when he is hungry, he will stop to catch fish and hunt wild game. Yanji personally thought that the evil dragon had been conquered by the flat-cooked beast's cooking, and there was no plan to eat the flat-cooked beast. Alas, the fickle dragon's fickleness makes the words breathtaking. The evil dragon is powerful. And she didn't mean to cover it. This way, the little demon did not see half. However, the self-confident big demon wants to cramp the wicked dragons and cramp the skin. But he was eaten by the evil dragon. Oh, the evil dragon has no stomach and is preparing to eat. As a result, it was blocked by the flat-haired animal. It's too dirty. The flat-hair beast called out a fire before the evil dragon swallowed the demon into his stomach and burned the den inside the bones of the demon. The evil dragon tilted its head and stared at the flat-haired beast. When she eats a demon, she becomes a dragon, and the original shape is thick and long, and the steamed bun is huge. When she looked down at the flat-haired beast, she was staring at an ant. As a matter of fact, the chicks are so fragile that they fell into a puddle some time ago and became cold. Standing there, They not only trembled, but also coughed a few times from time to time, which may not be as good as the ants. Yanj, great, this is the real of food. This flat-haired animal was afraid that it would be swallowed by the evil dragon. But the next moment, the flat-haired animal coughed a few times, then reached out and touched the dragon's beard, with a cheerful expression, "The hair is really long." The evil dragon was drooling at him. He could even boast. Words admire the 5 bodies. The evil dragon slightly bowed her head, her blood basin closed, but her nose purred and snorted at the cock. "It is the beard of the old lady, not the hair." The chick scratched her chin, and then touched her scaly cheek. "You look so good. What's so nice about a hairless worm?" Before he said that this evil dragon was an ugly worm. That's the way to talk nonsense with your eyes open." He finished, and coughed again. The cough was so bad this time that the waist was bent down. In the next moment, the evil dragon turned into a human, lifted the chicken's shoulders, carried it towards the car, and said angrily, "That guy Netten is a fire attribute. Can cough." The chick said softly, "I know you are for me, but it's too dirty to eat." The evil dragon sneered, "I went from snack to big, and I really didn't think it was dirty." "Don't eat it later," said the chicken, holding her hand, "I will cook for you in the future. You won't be hungry, so you don't have to eat those things." Evil dragon, oh. Yanji thought she was going to go back. After all, Netten swallowed between monsters to actually gain strength, but not to fill his stomach. Surprisingly, the evil dragon did not gnaw the chicken again. She asked, "Why is it so bad to cough for so long? Do you still need to ask?" It must be that the flat-haired beast was hollowed out by her, so she was so weak. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Weipang. Chapter 1590. Chicken, it's just a trivial matter, just 2 days later. The evil dragon snorted. Chicken, AMA, what would you like to eat? My mother wants to eat you now. Everyone in the donkey cart was duo. Words of song, Nima egg, there is no such thing as Chingli. Silently thinking, when she was with Saburo, it seemed like Songal was thinking about such things. Hey Saburo. In the days when Yanj became crazy about Saburo, the flat-haired beast who always coughed a few times except coughing and coughing, brought the evil dragon he conquered with cooking to the abyss. In places like Abyss, Yanji's limited cognition has never been heard before. She thought that the so-called abyss would be a canyon or the like, but she did not expect that the abyss would be a mountain. The flat-haired beast took her and the evil dragon to the top of the mountain. The so-called abyss is extremely high, the summit is extremely cold, and the sun is shining, but the abyss is even colder than the snowy mountains. Even the wood of Yanj was snoozing cold. But the flat-haired beast and the evil dragon were not affected. The two hugged and sat on the tall rock on the top of the mountain, watching Yunju in the distance together. Yanji was dead beside her, and this dog food ate her heart. Miss Saburo for the nth time. The abyss, I have only heard of it in the legend. I don't want to have a chance to see the true face. The evil dragon's voice said suddenly, I thought that the abyss's magic enchantment was a dead land with no return. Magic ring. Yes, it is said that the land of the abyss is the place where the magic of the whole world gathers. No matter how powerful the monsters come here, they are all delicious food. When the evil dragon came here, he chuckled, Ali, have you heard of such rumors? The flat-haired animal has a strong reputation, and such a tough word shouts softly and charmingly from the mouth of the evil dragon, a gentle and affectionate call, which makes Yanji, a bystander, be shouted and hardened every time. Oh, she's pretty hard when she's wood. This is the place where the phoenix buries its bones. Lie held the evil dragon in her arms, whispering her hair, and whispered, after the death of the dragon, it is the turn of the phoenix. The phoenix family all buried the abyss, my parents, They hear too. The evil dragon raised his eyes and looked at him in surprise. Legend has it that the undead phoenix will step on Tianyangchenmu to seal the god. Since she had guessed that the wood was Tianyangchenmu, she guessed at the identity of the chicken. She has benefited the most from the two, and it is true that the aura in his body is pure as if it were a natural heaven and earth. When she was obsessed with Upside Down, she couldn't even guess what monster he was. After all, he had seen her in real life, more like a chicken raised by ordinary people than a phoenix. Are you the phoenix? Haven't the phoenix family been completely destroyed? The age of the evil dragon is too small in front of Li. When she was a child, she heard the elders say that in ancient times, after the Tao of Heaven destroyed the way to seal the gods, because of the phoenix that would seal the gods on the tree of heavenly gods, other demons consciously were unfair. After all, the demons are all unfair. Can't become a god, but phoenix is okay. This is too different. The demon people unite together to destroy the phoenix, and the Tianyangchenmu in the phoenix is also burned to ashes by the phoenix. The rumors were just rumors. Although the evil dragon had heard it, it was just a story. Although the evil dragon is a dragon in the world today. But she is not a grade worse than the ancient beasts such as the undead phoenix. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Weipang. Chapter 1591. How can there be a phoenix in this world? However, even Tianyangchenmu will appear, and phoenix appears to be normal. But the evil dragon had a lot of questions, and for a while he didn't know how to ask questions. In fact, she is now full of brains. If she eats the sky's Neden, will she also become immortal? After all, phoenix is also called an undead bird. Yeah, it's all exterminated. Li stroked the hair in his arms, but looked at the open space next to the big stone. It was empty, no vegetation, no stones. On such a hilltop covered by vegetation, the place was plain and plain. Then how did you survive? Evil dragon was curious, without waiting for him to ask, and continued to ask, don't you say that the phoenix is very powerful? Why are the beasts equal to Shenlong? Why were they killed by the big demons? Not a big demon, Li said, the demon is powerful, the world is intolerable, the sky comes, the dragon is the phoenix after the dragon is destroyed, and the ancient big demon are all annihilated one after the other. The evil dragon was caught off guard by this big gossip. The so-called ancient gods and beasts all died out not because of the demon war, but because of the intolerance of heaven? Li continued, today's heaven and earth have no intervention from gods and demons. They are self-contained, and the rules are fixed. If you become too powerful, you will be destroyed by heaven and earth. He looked down at her, a pair of transparent eyes as if looking into the heart of the evil dragon. The evil dragon met his gaze and snorted, are you afraid I will eat your Neden? Li bowed her head, put her forehead on her forehead, and whispered, not afraid. The evil dragon turned his head away from his head. The other phoenixes are dead. How did you survive? With a strong gaze, he looked in the direction of Yanj. He replied, someone saved me. Humans save you. Can humans be strong enough to compete with heaven? The place was too cold, and the dialogue between the flat-haired beast and the evil dragon was not heard clearly. She slept coldly. When she wakes up, it is no longer an abyss like the abyss. The donkey cart walked forward slowly. The donkey cart was the loving voice of the dogs and men. Yanj sat up straight. Suddenly she realized that she could not only form a person autonomously, but also had a lot of aura in her body, and she even touched the advanced etch. The moment the words become adult-like is running. Although dogs and men have tossed her enough during this time. But these two, one is the evil dragon, and the other is the undead phoenix. She confessed that she could not beat her. The matter of revenge can be said later. It is most important to avoid these two people now. It wasn't until the smell of that wood was gone that the fierce dragon that was pressed down was able to push away. She sat up and stared angrily. Isn't she your idiot? Why are you leaving her running away? Lai touched the head of the evil dragon. I smelled a wild boar nearby. Would you like to eat roasted boar for a while? The evil dragon continued to stare. Lai calmly looked at her innocently, unmoved. Staring at him, the evil dragon yelled, I'll eat everything. You can only eat pig's hoof. It is good. Although Xiu Wei was inexplicable, Yan Ji repeatedly checked and did not notice that his body was abnormal. During this time, the dog food was jammed too much. After Yanj got rid of those two beasts, the first thing was to check the status of Saburo. To her surprise, after spitting Saburo out of her tree heart, Saburo, who had a sigh of breath, was alive and not hurt. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1592. Saburo held the silly words in his arms and rubbed her head. What? Yan Ji exhaled, and stretched his hands around his neck. Mom, her husband Saburo will heal himself. More than that evil dragon and undead phoenix. She has seen so many inappropriate pictures recently. Rarely, her own double-minded object appears, and Yanj chants that Saburo doesn't want to let go. If it wasn't for her thin skin, she would have shouted for the tree. Xiaobi wins the wedding, not to mention Yan Ji has watched so many novelty poses. One person and one tree was tired and crooked for 2 days with a tree leaf as a bed. Yanj was content with it, and nestled in Saburo's arms, he explained in detail the bullying of the beast and the male and female. Saburo's focus is on Tianyangchen Mu. He frowned slightly, staring at Yanj, Tianyangchen Mu. For the first time, Yan Ji saw him frown. She raised her hand, touched the center of his eyebrow, and pressed her fingertips. Saburo grabbed her fingers and squeezed them in his hands. He also said, You are not of heaven. Yan Ji nodded with a smile, I know, I'm not of heaven at all, it's the two sand sculptures who mistakenly recognized me. Don't swear. Yan Ji held his arm, actually, the eagles praised them, you don't know, they are in heat every moment, and they are better than animals. It's been hard for you this time. What do you want to eat? Eat grilled fish. The fish grilled by her Saburo was much better than the flat-breasted animal. So this topic, stop there. After Saburo woke up, Yanj's life was the same as before. Saw the demon with Saburo and rush around. Although it is different every day, it is the same every day. After going through the inhumane days when Saburo was lost, Yanj feels more and more difficult to get the same out of every day. But this day has not persisted in the long run. Saburo and the evil dragon met again. The world is so big, I didn't expect two people to meet each other so easily. And when they meet, they fight. He didn't even say hello, and instantly called. The last time the evil spirit dragon beat Saburo out of breath. It won't be killed directly this time. Yanj was so intimidated that he couldn't calm down to do a wall view. During her period, Ai approached and sat on a stone, always paying close attention to the situation on the court. That, old friend, hello. Lai Vinyan, narrowed his eyes and closed his eyes, your man. Yan Ji nodded. Lai dissatisfied, can't you control your man? Yan Song, she was robbed of her lines. She stared back, you hold your woman first. Lai, if I can manage it, I'll use you to fight me. Yan Song, the line was robbed again. Sitting next to Lai, she suddenly felt that they were both fallen from the horizon, and consciously narrowed the distance between them. Sadly, what should we do now? If you fight like this, you will die. Even if the evil dragon is dead, Saburo is about to die, she must cry. Lai, why are they fighting? When my grandma was so gentle and not so fierce, did your man provoke my grandma? Words of song. My man cuts the demon and removes the magic for the skywalk. Your grandma had done a lot of evil in the Black Dragon pool before. My man was the skywalk. Hearing the words, turning his head slowly, staring at the words. Yan Song was uncomfortable with his eyes. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1593. Yanj is about to move his away from this guy. Li Fei quickly raised his hand and knocked his finger on the top of Yanj's head. It's stupid for you to go to the heavens, aren't you stupid monks in Lingyan temple pouring too much water on you? You are a demon and not a human, but you also cut off the demon for Tianxingdao. You will not be charmed by beauty and you will not know that you are a demon. Of course Yanj was not convinced by his accusation. There are good demon and bad demon. I am a good demon, an evil dragon is a bad demon. Bad asshole Lai reached out to knock on the head of Yanj again, and Yanj quickly avoided him this time. She gasped, if you have the skills, don't let them fight again. Is it useful to squeak nonsense? Lai Shayan stabbed his fingers, come here, kiss me. Words of song. She stepped back, can't get out of mouth. If you don't know, they won't fight. Yanj, it's too costly, I think of another way. Lai, get off, I've sacrificed more than you. He turned his eyes, and struck his fingers at the words, there is another way. Any solution? You come over and I tell you. As long as you do anti-kiss him, you can say anything. Words of song get together. Haven't heard this guy talking yet, at his feet, hit him directly. He threw Lai from the stone to the ground. A strong cough sounded one after another. Yanj was about to get up from him, but the guy was caught in his clothes. In fact, she didn't wait for her to get up. The whirlwind of the evil dragon rushed over in general, and the long braid flew and fluttered the song. Fortunately, Saburo caught her. It really is a good idea. But before she could relax, she listened to the evil dragon's murderous roar, the man who dares to go to his mother, the mother chops you. The evil dragon came over again, this time the goal was Yanj and Saburo. There is Saburo in the front, although Yanj need not charge. But she just smelled the smell of Saburo. It seems that Saburo can't beat the evil dragon. Now the evil dragon had red eyes, and made Saburo a villain who strengthened her man. No clear way of life. Yanji's heart grew even more stunned. She watched with horror and she couldn't even breathe calmly. Lai Ignorance came to Yanji's side and said, it seems my woman is still very nervous. Totally ostentatious. Yanj glanced at him and threatened, if the evil dragon dares to kill Saburo, I will kill you. She can't beat the evil dragon, and she can only take the sacrificial offering Saburo. Lai Vinyan laughed and said, he is the son of heaven. He can't die. Laughing and smiling, he sighed again, my grandmother is in a disadvantage to meet him, Yanj is now full of Saburo beaten by the evil dragon, and he doesn't listen to the strong words at all. Seeing Saburo's moves once again resolved by the evil dragon, and the evil dragon's hair soared like countless big tails rolled towards Sanlang. Yanj finally couldn't bear it anymore, and rushed up. She is a tree and has never had a fight with anyone. Every time I saw Saber fighting with the demon, I also watched it in the pit. This rush, she just relies on instinct first Sanbero to hit the evil dragon. Hitting the evil dragon's body, at that moment, Yanji felt that he was hit by Venus with his eyes hit, and his thoughts were gone. Sober, she was held in his arms by Saburo. At a glance, there was no shadow of lie and evil dragon. She was surprised, what about that evil dragon? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1594. I was run away by you. Saber rubbed her head and praised it, about because you are a tree. As soon as you hit her back and forth. Our little songs are really good. Yanj believes this. Immediately, she felt really amazing. Saburo turned his words, but next time you encounter this kind of thing, you can't pounce on it anymore. After all, it's a tree and won't fight. Next time you obediently stay in the pit and watch me fight. Yanji nodded curtly, okay. She doesn't like fighting at all. Saburo was also injured. So I found a small village on the earth, and Saburo set up a wooden house, and the two settled down. Yanji likes to squat in the yard in the morning waiting for the sunrise. Often at this time, Saburo practiced swords in front of her. Yanj didn't quite understand Jianzhao, but she felt that Saburo's sword dance was particularly good looking. Such days are actually very good. Not long after, the village was harassed by monsters. Saburo had to take the sword with her to cut the monster. Most of her and Saburo's time was occupied by the demon, and Yanj complained a little bit wrongly, how can you never kill the monsters in this world? There are demons where there are people, and they can't be killed. Yanj, since you can't kill it, why kill it? Saburo said with a smile, someone is born with the crown prince and aristocracy, and some are born with the people. I was born to cut monsters and remove demons. At this point, Yanj was a little dissatisfied, what about me? Why am I born? Saburo took her hand and her eyebrows were soft, you are my accident. Accident. Yanj didn't think these two words looked like good words, but looking at Sara's tenderness when speaking again, it didn't seem to belittle her again. She frowned, wondering, is the accident good or bad? Well, the best accident of a lifetime. The best surprise of a lifetime sounds like a compliment. Yanj politely boasted, Saburo was also my accident. She didn't wait for Saburo to ask, adding, a special sexual accident. The bark is thin and shy in the end. Yanj immediately changed the topic, is the evil dragon good or bad? Saburo answered, naturally bad. Why? The water at Heilongtan was used for drinking by more than a dozen villages in the lower reaches. The dragon was enchanted. The magic spread from the water and eroded the human body. Many people had a demon heart because of her. Yanj, here, she shouldn't be willing to do this. In her eyes, people are ants, and whether or not those people die because of her, she won't take it to heart. Yanj, if she said something to her, wouldn't she do it? Saburo, she can't control herself. Seeing the song down, Saburo said, don't worry. The words were unhappy, I don't want you to fight with her. Not only was he afraid that Saburo would be eaten, but there was also an emotion that she could not explain herself. She was a bit lucky, maybe she and Saburo went further and further, just in the opposite direction from the evil dragon. This way I can't see it in my life. Yanj advanced, for her advanced things. Saburo deliberately took her to the old forest in the deep mountains. Not only was there nowhere, not even a monster around. Saburo took this matter very carefully, and personally set up a team to defend the law. After my death, the villain blackened again. Author, Ben Gong Wei Pang. Chapter 1595. On the contrary, it is a song, although not advanced, but it is not as serious as Saburo. As she grows a tree, she gains weight. Ray didn't even hack her when she was transformed. Not to mention just advanced. In fact, it was really guessed by Yanj. She squatted in the big pit, bathed in the sun every day, and listened to the trees around her. After squatting for 7 or 49 days, she woke up after a sleep, and she has advanced successfully. Alas, it's that simple. So when a tree has tree benefits, she-males are advanced, and they are all going to be hacked by thunder. She is a tree, and it does not affect the world. Even Lei is too lazy to hack her, and is unwilling to do anything. After the advanced level, there is no difference except that the tree shape can make a circle. Oh, it may be a little different, she thinks her chest seems a little bigger. And as she advanced, the bed made of her tree leaves was softer. Nor does Saburo build a wooden house. Every time two people want to sleep, the branches of her body can be folded into a house, and the leaves can be spread into a large bed. It's boring with Saburo above, which is the most anticipated thing for Yanj every day. This beautiful day, Ling Yan has forgotten that there are two evil dragons and lie in this world. Therefore, when the enemies narrow and met again, Yan Ji looked at the evil dragon sitting in front of him, and he even felt a sense of change. Alas, the world hasn't made a round yet, how come they met again? Yanj had a shadow on the evil dragon, and when she saw her, she wanted to run away. Especially this time, Saburo and the villagers went to the bottom of the cave to look at the demons there, and she was alone in the sun. Without Saburo on the side, Yan Ji's legs shook with fright. However, to her surprise, the evil dragon did not come up and started, but asked her, advanced. Is this a greeting? It sounds a little different. Yan Ji nodded, and although he was afraid, he threatened viciously, so you better not provoke me. The evil dragon laughed aloud, and came up and lifted his shoulders and left. Yanj remembered that the evil dragon had savagely attacked the flat-haired beast in this way, and sometimes the fierce shoulders would be caught by this guy's 5 fingers. In the end, Yanj didn't dare to make a move first, and he continued to threaten by pretending to be calm. Hey, gentleman doesn't move, just say something, don't touch me. But soon she was speechless. The evil dragon took her forward quickly. It's almost the same as Feishan. She is afraid of a tree. When Yanj Song was thrown to the ground by the evil dragon, the whole tree was not good, and he fluttered and hugged a small tree beside him. The evil dragon's voice sounded behind her, what is your relationship with Lai? Yanj took a bottle of pure dew from her own space and filled it with 2 sips, which made her feel better. After hearing the words, she turned her head and stared at the evil dragon. What can I do with him? The evil dragon stepped closer to Yanj and stared at her, advanced, has not inherited the power of blood. Yanji rolled his eyes, the power of the blood, don't you think I'm a beast of God, I'm just an ordinary tree. The evil dragon snatched Yanj's arm again suddenly, pulling her to go forward. You let go of me, I will go by myself. Yan Song's arms were almost torn by this guy. I don't know how the flat-haired beast endured this guy. Fortunately, the evil dragon really let her go. Yan Ji followed her toward the mountain road in front of her, and looked around without any trace.